to view the content, to actually have to have some time to get in here and be able to view what I'm going to say. Um, I think the way I came up with this topic of being a positive influence on others, I realized throughout my life, and I'm pretty well throughout my life, that had positive influences, and I believe a positive influence can impact a lot more people and people's life in a positive way, and also honestly, it could shape their life, the right positive influence. I believe honestly that my fourth grade teacher actually shaped my life more than I thought, which is kind of awesome, honestly, because I know not everyone has that, and honestly, I just think everyone should be able to have that. I know not everyone gets to have that, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm excited but nervous to do this topic. But I always get nervous before I do any kind of video stuff. So for me, this is normal. That's probably because I'm a perfectionist in a way. But it also probably has to do with being an introvert too. But I try my best is what I'm gonna do, and I'm trying to stop putting pressure on myself because I tend to do that a lot, which is not fair to me, and it's also not fair to you because I'm not showing up as my best self. And yeah. Sorry for anything you can hear outside because my room is not very insulated very well, even though this was a new house when we bought it. Because um, but they never insulated. The people that built this house never insulated this room correctly, so you can always hear the outside noises more than you should be able to hear them, unfortunately. So yeah, and I'm gonna probably I'm gonna get started in a little bit. Um, hi. Like I was just saying before, I was gonna wait a little bit, but I'm glad you came. And hello. Okay, so I'm gonna start this topic. First, we're gonna start with introduce. I'm gonna say who I am because I know not everybody that comes to the channel knows about me. So, hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mariah. I'm a disability YouTuber for some people that don't know it. I'm also autistic, dyslexic, and an ADHDer, which I consider myself a mutt, even though you probably shouldn't say that because it's not a very good term, but that's what I consider myself as. Okay, so today's live stream is on the topic of being a positive influence, and I think everyone deserves to have a positive influence. Just saying. Okay. There are some, here are some tips that might help you be a positive influence to others. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of jumbled. Sometimes when I talk fast, my words kind of blend together. I'm so sorry. Um, these tips mentioned below are the ones I came up with. Tip one, be your true self because people want to be around someone who is genuine. And for tip one, I believe that being your true self can make others feel comfortable to be their true selves too. Tip two, be willing to help people who need it, which means having a genuine, helpful, and kind heart. For tip two, I believe that helping people who need it, sorry, people in need genuinely can make a lasting impact not only on them but also on you. Oh, I'm glad you think that's good advice. Sometimes my tips I bring because they come to my mind so fast. I'm not always sure if they're good, but I do them based on what comes to me, and I know not everyone agrees with what comes to me, but yeah, that's I can't really help that. Sorry. I'm just gonna be myself, and for me, I know being yourself is the best thing to do, and that's what I'm learning. It's not easy because I've not always been able to be myself. So I'm trying my best not to put so much pressure on myself. Tip number three, be willing to be honest and open, which means being straightforward with people so they know what they are dealing with or what they're getting into. Basically, just being honest and open allows the person to know how do I explain it? How they know what they're going to experience or getting themselves into, so they have so they have the clear picture. If that makes any sense, hopefully it does. So for tip number three, I said, I believe that honesty and openness allows people to know that they can let their walls down if they want to. or feel like they need to. Basically, because you're open and honest with them, they may be able to feel like they're open, can be open and honest with you. Um, Tip number 4: be kind, but not a pushover. And the reason I say not a pushover because I've been kind, but sometimes I used to, well, at least I used to be a lot more of a pushover. And I don't think being kind but not a pushover is important because it shows that you have, it will allow people to expect you, your words, and your actions. Plus, not being a pushover is important because it shows that it will allow people not to just take advantage of you because unfortunately people that are kind tend to get taken advantage of if they don't have a backbone. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I was one of those people that used to get taken advantage of because I was kind but didn't have a backbone, but I have learned how to get one. So yeah. So for tip number 4, I believe that being kind to others is important, but it's also important not to be a pushover and set your boundaries for yourself. I think that's really valid. And Yeah. Tip number 5 was support each person in whatever way you can. For tip 5, I believe that there are different ways to support people. Um, some forms of supporting people are helping them through the use of words, listening, and being there for them. And I think tip 5 is honestly very, very important because if someone doesn't feel supported, it's often, well, typically people that are supported typically will go to the people that they feel supported by because feel like there's like a trust factor. I know that wasn't even in my notes, but that's what came into my mind when I said that tip. Tip number 6, rid yourself of people who are negatively impacting your life. And this is very important in my opinion. And the reason I say this is important, and I'll say why in a second. For tip number 6, I believe that getting rid of any toxic people in your life is good for you because it causes you to have freedom and peace. And that is very vital, especially if that those people are affecting your mental health or any kind of. My point is help affecting your health in any way, physical, mental, emotional, like because you basically they're so toxic that you don't have any peace or basically any space for yourself, which I think is important for you to have because then you can't when you don't have space for yourself, it's almost like you can't take time for yourself and like actually think of your thoughts and because that person is in like a talk I ain't trying to be mean. It's like a cancer, even though that's probably not the right word to use. The point is they're toxifying you, making you so toxic that you can't even be yourself, which is not a good thing because then it affects what sometimes it actually can affect yourself, unfortunately. Like it can affect your way the way you think. It can affect a lot of different things that should not be affected because you don't deserve that. Okay, you deserve the best. And that is just Mariah's point of like that's the way I reason I take talk to people out of my life because a lot of the time they don't have anything but like things that are not going to be valuable to you to add to your life. It just is better than it to me. Taking out the toxic people is makes you more safe to be yourself. Plus, it allows you to have freedom, peace, and it just allows you to be you, which you deserve to be. Yeah, that's just the Mariah point, by the way. But I don't know. I like being myself. I'm learning to be myself because a lot of my through my teenage years and some of my adulthood, I didn't understand it was okay to be myself. So I'm learning now as a 32-year-old, and it's a good thing, even though it took a while. But that's okay. And tip number 7: be your own biggest supporter. People can so you can support people better. And the reason I say be your own biggest supporter is because by being your own biggest supporter is that you believe in yourself, and if you believe in yourself you can help others believe in themselves too, so you never know what kind of impact you never know what kind of impact that can have on people. I mean, for a long time I wasn't my biggest supporter, but I'm learning to be, and being my own biggest supporter is great, let's just be honest. Yeah, I know I feel bad that well actually I'm glad that you like that tip because I just think it's important to I don't know. I just feel like it's important to build yourself up to be able to help other people, and I don't mean build yourself up like through lie. Just build yourself up in positive way, because I know some people, some people might build themselves up with false positivity, but I don't think that's a good idea. But what the heck does Mariah know? Mariah's just being herself, like I always am trying to be. I mean, I'm learning it's okay to be like random and weird and whatever, but because I didn't realize it was okay to do that at times, and I'm learning. Okay, and then for tip seven, I believe that you should be your biggest supporter, because if you are able to support and encourage yourself, you can do the same things for others. And I do believe that for real. And tip number eight, which is the last tip, try to make a difference. Try to make a difference in one life at a time. You never know the impact you will make, and sorry, but it's worth it. And I really think this is a true tip, from, and this is my opinion, self-explanatory tip. Um, and for me, that person was my fourth grade teacher that made the biggest impact. And I don't even know if I'd be the person I am today. Well, without my fourth grade teacher, Miss Wedner, and my family and people that support me, I don't know if I'd be who I am, be this kind of person. Um, because I didn't realize it's okay to be. I really don't think I understood the concept of being myself was okay because of let's be honest, there was a lot of trauma that happened throughout my life. So um a lot of emotional trauma, which caused mental health issues and all that stuff. So I think that if you have one person, it doesn't even have to be a whole, it don't have to be a whole lot of people, just one person that um is that positive influence on you, regardless of what they're saying, as long as it's positive. Normally it's probably going to be positive if they're a positive influence, but that can really make a really big difference in your life. Like I remember my sister had found the teacher I'm talking about, this Wedner, on Facebook and told me about it, and then I contacted her and told her like the I told her the impact. I literally don't think she knew the impact of how she affected my life in such a positive way. I literally told her, and I don't really I mean, to me telling her that made me feel good, because I don't know how often people that are positive influences in people's life get to actually hear from the people that they positively influenced. And to me, I wanted her to know the impact she had on my life, because it really significantly changed. I think it actually, honestly, now I think about it, it could have driven. I already had a love for our community, which is the disability community. I've always had that. I just think it might have strengthened a little bit more, because I've realized that it's okay to be Mariah, and it's like okay. I mean, my parents and my siblings and my family, my loved ones, all of them, they always told me that, but I don't think I believed it for a while, until I realized, well, I had to realize this for myself, that it's okay to be Mariah. Um, I know not everyone has that, and it makes me sad. Because I know that sometimes one thing I hate, which is so sad, that I know sometimes because people can't get influenced positively, they will take any kind of influence, which makes me so sad, because not all the influences are good for not all influences are good, and unfortunately, because that's the only influence they had, it may be a bad influence, and I really hate that. Not everyone deserve. Not everyone get. I shouldn't say deserves. Everyone deserves a positive influence. I completely agree with that statement. Um, I feel bad that not everyone gets to have the positive influence they deserve to have. Um, and it makes me sad that they don't, because I mean, I hope that I can be positive influence to people. I know I have been in the job I used to have. I was a positive influence to people, which is insane, because I never thought I would be in a position to be able to be in positive influence to anybody. Well, I'm glad you've had a positive influence. Like for me, my positive influence radically impacted my life throughout my whole life. I never would have guessed that, but that's literally what it, like, literally out of all the teachers my whole entire life, even through college, she literally is my favorite teacher. I literally talked about her. I just The reason I know she had an impact, a positive impact on my life and my mom's, is because that's the only teacher. When everyone found out she was leaving, like it really, I ain't gonna lie, I was devastated when I found she was leaving the during school. I was devastated, like I cried. My mom even came to like talk to her and everything, and was telling her thank you for like teaching my daughter. And I think she said something similar to what I said to me, which shows the impact she had on my mom too. I mean, honest, most I didn't know many teachers that have that kind of impact on people, and she was literally the only one in my whole life that had that kind of influence. That I just don't. It's to me, it's crazy. I'm 32 now, and that happened when I was what, not maybe nine, because I think fourth graders they were like nine, I think. And I still remember to this day, like it literally just happened yesterday, which shows the impact she had. And I think everyone deserves it. I really do think everyone deserves a positive influence, regardless of where they come from. It don't matter. It doesn't matter about the social because I know sometimes people get caught up in the social economic. It don't matter about that. It just matters about the particular. It matters about the character of the person. That's literally it. The character of the person shows a lot about what you're gonna get. That's just generally what I got. She was just I don't know how to explain it. I know for me back then, being a child, I I don't know. I just viewed. I like when she was saying she was leaving. I literally was crying because like, and no other teachers ever made me do like no, and that was sad tears because I've never had any other teacher make me feel that way ever in my entire life, not even in college. And to me, that says a whole lot about a person. To me, I think the whole class was devastated. She was literally, you could tell she was just there for the kids, like literally, and not any. Let's be honest. There are teachers nowadays. I know they just teach. They love teaching and everything, but some teachers don't have it. I'm not trying to be a mean person. They just don't have it because you have to. It's not just about the getting the degree in it. I know that sounds like I'm being a teacher. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying you have to. There's a heart you have to have and a character behind it because kids can know kids can know if you're being genuine or not. It's just a thing. Um. I don't know if you have anything else that that I'm trying to think. Oh yes, I wasn't sure if there's anything else anyone wants me to talk about because that was all I had for my notes. But uh, the only thing else I have to say is what next week's live stream is going to be about. Um, Maggie, Michael, did you have anything else you wanted to say? And I'm glad you agree with these tips. I know not everyone likes the kind of content I do. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm just gonna keep being myself. Like being myself is important to me because I didn't. Oh, like I said, I didn't always feel like I should was able to be myself. So being myself now is very important to me because they basically have to regain what I should have had as a teenager and as a teenager, which I didn't actually even get to have because of bullying and stuff and esteem and like a lot of mental health stuff problems throughout my teenage to adulthood and beyond that because of all the trauma there. So I'm okay with being myself, and if people don't like it, I really can't help them. I'm just gonna keep being this way. And I know the people that want to be with me or talk to me or whatever, even engage, that's fine. And people that don't want to engage, that's okay too. I'm not gonna be like little anyone because I've been there. Oh, you don't have okay, okay. And then okay, so with that said, I'm going to tell you what the next stream is going to be on. Next week, well, next live stream is will be on Saturday, March 2nd at noon Eastern Standard Time. And it will be on the topic of Helen Keller, which will be the first video in the history, sorry, famous women of the disability community live stream series for Women History Month. And the reason I picked Helen Keller is, well, I when I was a kid, maybe in middle school, we did a project about Helen Keller. I had forgot I even had the book about her because, like, honestly, I found her fascinating because I find people that are different fascinating. Oh, hello. Um, and so that live stream is going to be, um, It's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be longer than normal or not, but there's a lot of information because that book was like 100 and something pages. So for that live stream, hi Monique. I'm so sorry you came at the end of the stream, but you can really go back and watch it. I mean, I'm glad you came though. I feel kind of bad that you're like at the end of this stream, but I'm glad that you came. Oh yes. For this next stream. Oh, you came at the end too. I'm so sorry. I'm happy you're here, but I feel bad that you like missed the stream. But you can always go back and watch it. I love people that go back and watch it and tell me what they think. Because I know that, like I said, I just try to be myself. I'm learning it's okay to be myself and trying not to put so much pressure on myself about it. Okay. And yes, oh yeah, for this next live stream, it might be longer than 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it is because I got like 5 pages, 5.5 pages of notes for it. So, um, I don't know how long it's gonna be. And oh yeah, and it's also on, if anyone didn't hear me before, it's on topic of Helen Keller, and I did all this research from this book that I had on Helen Keller's life. And I think a lot of people will be interested that don't know about Helen Keller. If they do, I mean, it'd probably just be more interest. It'd just be more. They'll just learn about things that they didn't know. You're turning 36 in April. That's awesome. Happy early birthday. I guess that's the right way to say. Sorry if I said it wrong. But what was I gonna say? Oh yes. I am excited to do this series on famous women next month. The whole month is going to be on famous women of the disability community series thing that I'm doing. So I'm excited to do that. It's going to be awesome. At least I feel like it is. I mean, you can jump if you want to, and you also can watch if you want to watch it later. You can because I always post these all on my social media accounts. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. And if you missed this live stream, you can always watch it later. It'll be on my channel. So I love you guys. Bye.